from the depths. Jamaica advance to Copa America.
As the Reggae Boyz gear up for the upcoming Copa America 2024, how about we rewind the clock a bit and look back on their last participation in the Copa America in the United States as well at the Copa America 2016. The first match in the group was against Venezuela, who would also draw again in this current edition, and it was on June 5th, where Jamaica lined up in their usual customary 4-4-2 and saw a lineup that saw the likes of the current Jamaica national team captain Andre Blake in goal, Javon Watson at right back, Adrian Mariappa in centre back with Jermaine Taylor and Taxi Lawrence as left back. Another familiar face, Michael Hector, was actually in central midfield and was partnered by Relive Austin. McCleary was on the right and Joey McAnuff was on the left side. But the front two is some names that we probably have forgotten. Giles Barnes was partnered up front with Donaldson. While the Venezuela team would probably have at least Solomon Roldan in the current team, he led the line for this 2016 edition against us. The game actually started with the surprise that defender Wes Morgan was actually on the bench and Jamaica starting the brightest. We almost took the lead on 12 minutes when Javon Watt headed against the bar. Venezuela though hit Winford Schaefer's side on the break 3 minutes later through Jose Martinez, and it went bad to worse for Jamaica when Rudolph Austin was given a red card for catching Rickon's ankle. The West Palm striker Solomon Rondon came close to ending the contest later in the second half, but was denied by a decent save by Andre Blake. But it remained 1-0 to the victor of Venezuela. So a quick look at the stats from that game. Jamaica only had 37.5% of possession, while Venezuela had 62.5%. But shots on target was a bit closer. Jamaica had 3 shots on target compared to Venezuela 3 on target. In terms of shot attempts, Jamaica had 10 while Venezuela had 14. It's a bit of a rough affair as Jamaica drew 18 fouls while Venezuela had 10. So Jamaica put up a good fight, but unfortunately they started the 2016 campaign with a loss. So 4 days later, they went to LA to take on another team who will face again another team in its current edition of the Copa America, and it is Mexico. For this game, Wilfred Schaefer made a host of changes but kept to his 4-4-2. Mariappa actually kept his spot but moved to the right back. Morgan finally got a start. He was partnered by Jermaine Taylor, of course, and Watson moved to left back. Hector kept his spot in midfield, but he was now partnered by Williamson. McCleary and McAdoo stay on the flanks, as well as the front two was the same, of Donaldson and Barnes. While Mexico, who honestly will see very few of these guys returning for the current edition, had Ochoa in goal and Hernandez up front. So Jamaica actually had the better of the chances in the first half, and coach Wilfred Schaefer would have been bitterly disappointed that his team couldn't take advantage, as Donaldson himself was pulled the ball wide after being put clean through on goal in the 7th minute, while McCleary seen his shot from close range blocked by Corona in the 35th. While Mexico were clinical with their chances, with goals from Chicharito in the 80th minute and Peralta closing things off in the 81st. So again, another decent start and fight by Jamaica, but Mexico of course is showing that they have the better clinical finishers up front. In terms of the stats, Mexico had 63.8 possession, while Jamaica of course was bunkering and hoped to hit them on the counter, only had 36.2%. Shots on goal, Mexico only had 5, while Jamaica tried to keep things interesting with 3 shots on goal. In terms of shot attempts, Mexico had 18, while Jamaica only managed 10 on the day. So yeah, another decent fight from Jamaica, but they lost their second match in the Copa America and they were knocked out. Alright, so they move on to the final game against what was arguably the strongest team in the group. It was Uruguay on June 13 in California. In terms of the lineup, Wilfred Schaefer kept the exact same lineup that played very decent against Mexico in the previous game, as he kept everybody returning. While the big news on Uruguay's side is that while Cavani was playing, Luis Suarez was on the bench. So yeah, the Jamaica actually started on the back foot in this one, with Andre Blake making an early save from Abel Hernandez, with the resulting corner heading wide by Cavani. However, strike partner Hernandez showed how it's done in the 21st minute when the whole hitman latched onto a Nicolas Ladero weighted pass and lifting the ball past Blake with his weaker foot for the opening goal. After that, it was the Uruguay show as Blake made some good saves, including this low save from Hernandez to keep Uruguay's lead to a single goal at half-time. The Reggae Boyz actually came out in second half much positive, much better, with Michael Hector curling shot that was saved by Musilara and Garrett McLaren blasting a shot just wide. However, Uruguay got their second when a low cross was diverted in off Watson into the back of his own goal, and then the game was sealed in the third when Watson error gifting Uruguay substitute Corojo a goal to finish off in the second half. In terms of the stats, Uruguay only had 48.5 possession compared to Jamaica's 51.5 possession, so we tried to do something a bit different in this one and possess the ball a bit better. Shots on goal, Uruguay had much better though, they had 7, while Jamaica wilted with only 2 shots on goal. In terms of shot attempts, Uruguay had 16, while Jamaica only had 9. So this could be seen probably the worst performance out of the 3, but they were playing arguably the strongest team in the group, and they did start the second half much better. But again, quality in finishing was a big difference here. So in the end, the team were highly competitive for 2 of the 3 games, utilizing a direct style of football, but were undone by a lack of quality in the final third and individual mistakes at the back. Does that sound familiar? This 2024 team is of course different in a lot of ways, but they also present a spooky similarity to that 2016 team. Here's hoping they fare different when our COPA campaign kicks off against Mexico on June 22nd, then against Ecuador on the 26th, and then finally wrapping up the group with Venezuela on the 30th. History don't normally means what's going to happen for your future, but there are some things we can learn from this 2016 outing to try to take forward in this 2024 edition. Here's hoping our current frontline players with Shamar Nicholson, Dixon and the rest will be much more clinical and take their chances. I also see that the direct style of football can play a role in a major tournament such as this. I still think the coach will stick to the 3-4-3 for this one, but the performances from 2016 show that a 4-4-2 in Copa America don't necessarily mean a dead sentence. But again, we can't wait to see. Again, the game kicks off this Saturday against Mexico, and we are hoping and giving our prayers to the whole entire Reggae Boyz team in for this campaign. Best of luck to them. Alright, but I will do it here for this look back at 2016, the trip down to memory lane, and we of course will be back here for a review of the first game against Mexico. So if you're new here, please like, subscribe and share as we keep you up to date on the Reggae Boyz throughout the Copa America campaign. So otherwise, keep it locked right here on Jump Fun. YouTube, once again, big up yourself.
There's not many surprises in the selection. It's more or less the players that we have been playing last year and a half. A group of players that have done pretty well for Jamaica. Now I would like just everyone to focus on those players that want to play for Jamaica and want to represent Jamaica, and let's put our focus and support to those players.